Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox Postgame Podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is, fuck! Hey, hey, hey. All right, so I had to play that little karaoke version because I didn't want to get a strike on the channel. So there you go. The Angels get the win. Hello and welcome into the postgame show with your host, ToddFox. It is the ToddFox postgame show here on the Halos in the Infield Network here. And it's presented to you by two of our sponsors. Halos in the Infield presents Noble Brewing, where you can go and get 2 for $9 pints or $1 off every time you mention Halos in the Infield over there just 5 minutes away from the stadium off of Catella, walking distance basically. And then 714 tickets, 714 tickets, 714 tickets is a place to go. At the apply code now at the end of checkout, you get 10% off just by putting HITI in the little code box. But yes, it's a celebration. A celebration. The Angels have a winning streak. Because, it takes more than just 2 games to get a winning streak. And I think Coach said it best when he said,
all right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. We win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
Yes, and we've now won 3 in a row, and we've also won 4 out of the last 5. We're looking all right. All right, 5 out of the last 6 even. So it's we're 4 games over 500. We're looking much better. So again, Boston's no slouch. Boston's a pretty good team, and they've gotten their pitching together. Their hitting is not as great as ours as far as how fast they can score and stuff like that. But the thing is, they're getting it together, and they're looking much better, and their pitching's been much better. So you got to look out for this team. They're not going to be an easy walkover. And so, but the Angels in 2 games have pitched to, 18 innings, only allowing 1 run. Jaime Bierria started yesterday with 5 runs or with 5 innings, no runs. Tonight it was Griffin Canning. And for all those who have raised an eyebrow whenever he pitches, I've been one of them too, because he's been off and on injured with the back injuries and arm problems and stuff like that. So he hasn't been the guy that we drafted and we thought he was. Same thing with the other pitcher that we've had, and his name's escaping me right now, with Chris Rodriguez. Same thing. We thought that those 2 pitchers were the same. But Griffin Canning was working his way back after missing most of last year. He had a couple of decent starts, came into the game with a 6 ERA, but he's giving you a little bit better each time out. He's pitched a little bit better, and he's shown you some more of his arsenal. And again, we weren't expecting him to pitch like he did last time, the entire time out, or even this time. But if we can get Griffin Canning to give you 6 innings, because tonight he pitched the perfect game. Let's just face it. He got you 7 innings. He got you to Matt Moore. If it had stayed 2-0 without Trout's home run, he got you to Estevez. He got you to the bread and butter of the bullpen. So, with that being said, he did everything you want from a starter and then some tonight against a pretty good, decent Boston lineup. But, this is what we wanted from him as a starter from this entire time since he's come up. And if it's taken him this long to figure it out, hey, I'm willing, bygones be bygones, let's get it going. Again, he's not going to pitch 7 innings perfect all the time. But if you're allowing like 2 to 3, maybe 4 runs in about 6 innings, I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day of the week. That's good. That's getting it to the back end of your bullpen. That's getting it to an opportunity where you're still in the game, even if you're down 4-1 and you leave the ball games. You're still within striking distance. That's striking distance of a bloop and a blast, or just a big inning starting, and you could tie the game or potentially retake the lead. So that's something that you want from any of your starters. But the fact that Griffin Canning's starting to get those pitches to do and have the movement that he's intended them to this entire time, it's very encouraging. So tonight's start was a blessing in disguise. Also, I was very concerned until about 2 o'clock today when they announced the lineups. Would Nevin put philosophy in place and start Ward over Moniak? Thank God he didn't, because, again, for the 3rd straight game that Moniak has started, he led off the game with a home run, a blast to dead center field, and that sort of set the tone off a pretty good pitcher. You know, Boston's pitcher wasn't that as a slouch himself. If you look at the numbers, which I'll do right now, Boston's pitching tonight, it didn't do that bad. Bello got the loss. He falls to 3-2, but he pitched 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks. That's, again, this guy came in with about a 5 or 5.5 ERA, so he's not really lighting it up. But he wasn't really getting lit up. But he was around average. But we made him look really good. Rodriguez came in and gave up the 2-run homer to Trout. But Garza looked okay finishing it off. But the rest of the lineup for Boston, only 2 hits. It's kind of hard to see who we're going to give the the overall player of the not the player of the game, but the Nacho Night Award, because there's really, the entire lineup didn't do shit. So I'll check that out in a second. But for the Angels, again, Mickey Moniak 1 for 3, but he continues his average at 419, a solo blast. Ward came in, got a lucky double in the 9th inning, and that was the right move, or in the 8th inning, was to switch him over, strong lefty against Moniak. It wouldn't have done all that well. So the fact they put Ward in there and then he got a double, that was good. But again, Trout was having another bad night, a strikeout, 2 flyouts, and it looked like he was going to go down. His average was already at 271 at this point, but he hit a 2-run homer to opposite field, got a night, and finally caught up to a fastball, which was very encouraging. Ohtani was a very quiet 1 for 4, but that's okay. Renfroe was 1 for 4. He added a double. Walsh had a single tonight. Drury probably had the worst night. He was 0 for 4 with 4 men left on base. Matt Theiston also, in between those 2 home runs, hit a big solo blast to make it 2-0 off of Bello, and that's how it remained until they got to the bullpen. But Theis's opposite field home run was great. I just really wanted him to come out there and be like, dude, I really hit that ball kind of far. It really went over the fence. Oh, my God, Erica Weston, you're so beautiful. Come catch a wave with me. I wanted him to talk like that, but unfortunately, he has a normal voice. It doesn't fit his face, by the way. But Urshela went 1 for 3 tonight. He got a hit. Neto got a hit. So all in all, if you think about it, it was kind of a well-rounded win. I mean, from the start to finish, there's really nothing to complain about. You can always pick apart something and hope that Trout had a couple more hits, or this guy did that, or this guy did that. And there is, and we did that last night. But tonight, if you look at it, this was a complete victory from start to finish. It was Griffin Canning being dominant, as we look at his numbers right here. The Angels only left 6 men on base, but Canning went 7 innings pitched, only allowed 2 hits. He did have 3 walks, but that's Canning. 5 strikeouts, and lowers his ERA to a 4.95. Moore now has 12 holds. He gets the hold in the 8th inning. Webb did not qualify for the save because it was after the 2-run homer, but he looked good. Initially coming out there, I like the little thing that Theis did. It was 2 balls, no strikes, and he goes out there and just talks to him, calms him down. You could tell Webb was overthrowing that fastball, maybe nerves, because Phil decides to put a rookie in a 4-run game. But, hey, it is what it is. He came in there, threw another ball, but then got it down, and then got as soon as he got Turner to fly out on the 3-1 pitch, he worked 2 strikeouts and looked dominant. So, hats off to the kid making his debut and getting the strikeouts. But yeah, 9 innings, no unearned runs. You can't. There's not much to talk crap about right there. And again, you get 4 runs, 9 hits. It's an equal opportunity type. What is it? They got a lot. They got guys on base. Almost every other inning. They had the big home runs. I mean, you would have loved to seen an inning with a base hit here to drive in a run with runners in scoring position. But the 2-run homer counts by Trout. So that's a hit with a runner in scoring position. But, again, I mean, there's really not much to talk about when it comes to nitpicking because, again, you have a nice lineup that's getting healthy. You got guys that are hitting. You got guys that are reliable off the bench and in the starting lineup. Stuff that we could not say last year. And, again, this is what we needed for them to do in the first 40 games. Play a little consistent and see – how many games, guys, have we been on here? I've been on just about every post-game show, whether it's me or James filling in for me or even Fernando. Have you guys remembered a game or two like this? Maybe we've had one or two other games. But for the most part, we've had a season of inconsistency. Whether it's hitting the one night, we can't pitch the next. If we can't, vice versa, the same night. I mean, we're hitting one night, can't pitch that night. The next night we pitch, we can't hit. And that's the problem we've had as a team. That's why we were hovering at 500 for so long. So hopefully the last time we got down to almost 500, I want to say that's the last time. I want us to continue to move forward and get games in the win column, continue to build that lead over 500 and stay in this race and keep going and be consistent because this was going to be a huge homestand. And so far in this homestand, I said a pipe dream of 7-2. And I'm not going to say it's going to be fulfilled, but so far, I mean, we're halfway there now. We've got 4 wins under our belt and only 1 loss in this 9-game homestand. And we got 4 games left, 1 more with Boston, 3 with the Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins, whatever you want to call them. And, if we're able to somehow pull it off and get a 7-2 homestand after 4.5 series of not winning a series, that would be great. That would be excellent because, again, we were dropping series left and right, and that's not a good thing. So the fact that we're getting it going here is nice. And again, we had an opportunity to take a lead over Houston. We now know Houston's for real. They finally lost today. Texas won again, so we're still 4 back, but we're right in the mix, and that's where you want to be, right in the freaking mix. I still feel that they're going to be falling backwards. I don't really care about Texas. They don't bother me one bit. I know that they're off to a hot hitting start, but they're doomed for failure. Trust me. It's Houston that I would zero in on until we're out of the race for the division, and then we start thinking wild card. But I'm thinking division this entire way only because this team, when they play like this, I mean, even with Griffin Canning, if Sandoval's on his game, we've got to be right there to support him and score some runs for him. We can't be leaving him out there dangling because it seems like we score for him when he gives up a lot of runs, but we can't score for him when he's pitching a gem. And lately it's been like that a little bit with Ohtani. Ohtani's having to be the big contributing factor to his own starts. So his last couple games, Ohtani's been a little quiet, but that's okay. You don't always need that. You just have his presence in the lineup. They know he's hot, and if Trout can get going too, there's blood in the water for leadoff guys like Moniak. That's why he's seeing good pitches. And if, I think Ward wasn't seeing the good pitches, and they don't know his cold zone as far as Moniak right now. So right now, if Moniak continues to hit the ball the way he is, maybe they pitch around Moniak to get the Trout. And what if Trout's getting hot? Then he's going to pound the rock. And then what if, the helmet's not swinging around on Ohtani's head and he's locked in? Watch out. And then you got Walsh, you got Rendon coming back. And you got Theis. I mean, who would have thought Theis is going to be a major player in this lineup? But a dude's batting 300. And then Neto's down there just sucking it up, getting more experience. He's playing wonderful defense. All of a sudden, his bat will, he's not going to be a 250 batter no matter what. He's going to be at some point in his career 300, maybe by the end of the year 275, something like that, with a few more jacks and a lot more RBIs, hitting the ball doubles. And he's going to see a lot of more pitches. Urshela when he's in there. Drury right now is a wild card too. Drury gets hot, and I haven't even brought up Renfroe. Renfroe's a streaky-ass hitter. 1 week he's the best hitter on your team. The next week he's worse than any other hitter you got. But, he's very super streaky, and when he's on, he's freaking on. So there's a lot of excitement at least around this team when they play like this. I think when we go on this show, sometimes it's very disappointing because we realize they can play like this. And this is what Griffin Canning's what you would want to say your fourth, fifth best starting pitcher, and he pitched like a number 2 or a number 1 even tonight. So I mean, there's that optimism that they keep giving us that we can see, and that if they're playing on their game, I mean, they're not going to play like this every night, but if you're playing like this on a consistent basis, maybe 3 to 4 times a week, this is the team they should be. This is the team that they can be. They're not going to shut everybody out, but you could limit them to under 3-4 runs a game, and you could score 5 or 6 or 7 and win flat out and have a nice end of the bullpen with Moore and Estevez. So, I mean, I'm hoping those moves that either Phil and Wise and Perry made help solidify. I'm hoping Silseth gets back into it. He looked dominant the other night, and you got other pitchers coming in. Davinsky seems to be falling into a role. If guys like that, I'm telling you, this team can catch fire, man. It could be a little bit magical this year and fun to watch. So this is what we've been begging for as a fan base. At least I have the last 8 years. But this is the best talent we've had on this team, and you guys know we have guys in the minors, knocking on the door too. So this is a good time right now. Let's keep this momentum going and let's be this team, because if they're this team, they can fight and scrap with any team in the league. They really can. Again, they have good pitching, but we got to be consistent too. And the good hitting's got to be consistent. And I think where we're going to make our mark is if we start doing the fundamentals, if we start taking advantage of stolen base rule, if we start taking advantage of bunting when we get a leadoff double, stuff like that makes you pull your hair out if you had it, which I don't. But I would grow it and then pull it out, because that's inexcusable. If we can wipe away those mistakes, man, you never know. You just never know with this team. So it's a good win tonight to beat a Boston team that we all hate. And let's get to the awards tonight, because it's always good when you can give them out to an angel. You know what? The Stamos Award, it's pretty damn simple. Griffin Canning. Griffin Canning, this is by far his best career start. This is a start that until he has another one that can match this, he's got to go back to and be like, this is what I did. This is the rhythm I was in. This is the pregame nonsense that I did, or my regimen. This is what I drank that night. I had an avocado smoothie. Whatever works. Do it again. Implement your same attack on the whether or not you felt no pressure, whether or not you weren't scared of any of the Boston hitters for whatever reason. He just looked like a number 1 or a number 2 tonight. He looked dominant, and I was blown away by the start. And this game went by so damn quick, and maybe that's why. Literally and figuratively, I was blown away because this game went by so quick. He was so dominant out there. Bello was almost matching him at times. It was a fun game to watch. And so, if you were there in the stadium, you didn't get what you paid for. But on TV, it's always fun to watch when the games go by like that. So it was nice. But Griffin Canning is your John Stamos player of the game. Absolutely, hands down. He was the player of the game. Also, let's get into the Nacho Night Award.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
I looked for a player that just flat out sucked tonight, and there really wasn't. I could put the entire Boston lineup up there as far as Nacho Night. Like, you had no chance tonight. But I'm going to give it to Reese McGuire, the catcher, only for the simple fact that he was in 2 official at-bats. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and he left 2 men on base. And on a night where you literally only had 2 hits, 3 walks, so a total of 5 men on base, or 6 men on base, I'm sorry. Moore walked the guy too. But on a night where you had 6 men on base, and a third of those were your responsibility, and you left them for whatever reason, and you struck out twice with those guys on, I guess that's the only way I could give it to you. So right there, you're going to give it to Reese McGuire for the Nacho Night Award tonight. I mean, it was hard to find someone who sucked outside of the entire lineup. The Angels pitching was so good tonight. And before I get into comments, we'll start reading all your comments and catching up. Hopefully, I want to hear what your guys' takes are on this game. And is this the coming out party, so to speak, for one Griffin Canning? Is this going to launch him into another good start, his next start? Or was this just, in your opinion, a really good start by him? We have to wait and see. Or do you think this was just an aberration? Because I want to know, is this something to get a little hyped up about? Or is this or am I reading too much into things? Because tomorrow we're going to get it real quick. You got James Paxton for the Boston Red Sox. We all know about him pitching with the Seattle Mariners for all those years, and you know, always being a kind of a thorn in our side, kind of their ace. But if you think about it, this dude did not pitch last year at all, had all the arm troubles, had the surgery. 2021, he was same thing, all kinds of injuries. 2020 with the Yankees after signing that contract, all kinds of injuries. He only pitched 20 innings. So prior to this year, he had pitched only 21 and 2/3 innings in a 3-year span before coming into this season, and he's only started 2 games for the Red Sox, 11 innings pitched, 3 runs allowed to a 2.45 ERA. He is 1-0, but James Paxton, the veteran, will go up against our boy Tyler Anderson. Also a battle of lefties tomorrow, and Tyler Anderson has pitched a little bit better for the Angels. You know, his last start wasn't too bad, but he's going to be coming into it on his 9th start of the year. He has 8 under his belt. He's still got a 5.27 ERA, a little too high, giving up the 7 home runs and 21 walks already. 2022 with the Dodgers, let me put this in perspective. He gave up 14 home runs total last year. He's already given up 7 in 30 games. In 28 games started last year for the Dodgers, he gave up 14, so about one every other start. This year he's already given up 7 in 8 starts, so 1 per start. Last year he gave up 34 walks in 28 games pitched. And this year he's already at 21 in 8 games pitched. So he definitely needs to pitch a lot better. Again, his last 4 starts were 5 innings in Baltimore. 7 2/3 in Milwaukee, 5 innings in here at Texas at home, 6 innings in Ohio. Pitched decent there to get a win, but got a no decision. And then he pitched 5 innings in Baltimore and got the dub. So he's getting a little bit better, but, you know, there's still work to be done, and that's going to be an interesting matchup. 2 veterans going at it tomorrow, 2 Southpaw veterans going at it tomorrow for the Angels and the Red Sox, as we're going for the sweep, our second sweep of the year, hopefully. Light that baby up, Kroomscar says, another series win. Infinite One says Trout being clutch tonight. And then Halos Forever says, woo, woo. Win 3 in a row. That's a winning streak, motherfuckers. I like that restunning. Alex says, man, we should at least be 10 games over 500. Yes, Alex. This team is good enough to be that way. Big 20 says, yes, sir, celebrate my birthday and good times I am with my uncle's living room tonight. And oh, yeah. Oh, God. He's all like, ah! And then we should rock Speezy O red facial hair at the tailgate. I would do that in a heartbeat, by the way. Sean says Zach Neto is our starting shortstop. Yeah, who's going to take it from him? That guy is a stud. I mean, just think about it. The Ohio manager, what's his name? Tito, he really, really wanted to draft him. They were saying last time we were in Ohio, they said they really wanted, and they were bummed out they didn't get him. The Angels, I think, were 3 spots ahead of Ohio and were able to draft him, and what a blessing he's been so far. Let's go streaking Will Ferrell old school. Yeah, exactly. You mean like this?
Sorry, we're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Hell yeah. Moniac's leading the streaking. Brian says, Moniac, Canning, Theis, Neto, is this what other teams call young core and depth? Yes, Brian, it's kind of hard to understand the fact that we have young, talented players coming through and looking exciting and making the organization exciting to where you're not just looking at Trout and Ohtani, and you're not just looking at Rendon and the other stars on this team. You're looking at, oh, crap, we got to worry about this guy. We got to worry about that guy. And, yeah, it's really fun to see. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was young in 2002 and all these other guys were coming up in '01 just prior to the Angels' emergence, this is what it was like. Tonight was a good game, Mateo says. Brian says, light that baby up, Boston sucks. Light that baby up, Boston sucks. Sydney says, pretty has beef with those post-game guys or Patio. Oh, yeah, Patrick O'Neill. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that dude. Light that baby up, Todd Fox. Let's go. Sweep tomorrow. The Boston Cheat Sox, Boston Red Sox. Sorry. Thank you, Jesus. I love that. Moniak's starting to look like a first overall pick. Ain't that true, Cowboy? That dude is playing excellent, man. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, Philly thought they had a 5-tool player. And maybe just like our boy Marsh, he just didn't fit in here, and they needed to trade spots, and look what's happening. I'm telling you, man, Ward has really got to worry about his position because this guy is coming on and batting .419. He's hitting the ball. He's confident. The players are saying what a great guy he is in the locker room. I mean, dude, that's the kind of player. I mean, my God, we're celebrating young talent on this team. What's next? We're going to find a leader? I mean, damn. That would be one hell of a start to the season. I'm telling you, Moore is the 8th inning guy. Yeah, Mateo. I mean, who's going to be the 8th inning guy other than him right now? He's pitching with all kinds of confidence. I love it. Cesar Lopez says, do you think the Angels should trade package Adele and Fletcher? Yes, and yes, and yes. I don't see those guys staying up. And if the infield continues to be good, if Drury can get hot and Urshela stays the same way, along with Neto and other guys that you could bring up like Soto, who can fill the role of a backup guy, I would even throw in Renifo and be like, these are our 3 top guys. Let's see for trade bait. Let's see who we can get for them and dangle them out there. Because, again, you're not going to call up Fletcher. You're not going to call up Adele. They're not going to be guys that are wearing Angel uniforms anymore. You got no place for Fletcher. Tell me what guy, I would even argue with you that Soto's better than Fletcher. Who is better? Can Fletcher outbeat any of those infielders? No. Can freaking Adele beat out any of our outfielders? No. So, obviously, players, they are players in the MLB. They should be starters somewhere, just not here. Renifo should be a starter, but there's too much talent ahead of him, and they're not giving him enough playing time. But other teams know how good he is. Hell, the Dodgers wanted him a couple years ago. He should be a guy on the trade block as well. Neto uniform is so dirty, just saying. That's awesome. That's kind of a throwback, huh, Jim, to Darren Erstad? Kyle says we've won 3 in a row. That's called a winning streak. Yep, I'll play it again because I played it earlier.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
Exactly. Also, Doy says Walsh makes the infield defense better. He sure does. He's got a hella good glove over there. Grillmaster says, wow, we hit the ball. I hit the ball. Where did it go? Where did it go, Theis? I can't believe I hit the ball. Let's see. Thigh slander at this point makes you look stupid, Grill. The Santos Marlins, exactly. You better care about Texas. I don't care about them, man. I really don't think that they're going to be players come September. I think they might be in the wild card mix still, but I don't trust that pitching, dude. That's a lot of veteran pitching with a lot of miles on them and a lot of injury time. And we've already seen our boy DeGrom go down, so I don't know. Every time Todd says he's not scared, the team always shows up. Also, having Neto and Moniak batting back-to-back, I love it. They'll never pitch around anyone to pitch to Trout. He's still Trout. And you know what? Again, they're pitching around, they'll pitch around somebody at some point if Trout can't catch a fastball, which he hasn't. But tonight puts him right back on the mark. And they noticed that the last, 3-4 games, Trout's hit a couple other dingers. So maybe you can't pitch around him. Maybe you can't always throw those fastballs to him. Maybe you got to start throwing him off speed. And maybe he's going to be swinging, and those uppercut swings that Goody for Gooby was calling with the launch angle, maybe that returns because that was a healthy-ass swing to right field. That looked beautiful. I'm telling you. Still take Renfroe over Odell. Me too, box score. Also, remember, we have pitching. It's all of the offense. Now, after the nice little speech, we lose 12-0 tomorrow. See, you're jinxing it. Johnny B. Good says, what's up with Theis looking like James Dean? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. He'd have to put on like a, what is that called? He'd have to put on a leather jacket or something like that. Say, damn, I wanted to see Devers bunt again, Grillmaster says. And then SoCal checks in with, oh, Canning. I like that. Let's see. I had edibles. I mean food. Box Sport edibles, hard food grill. Let's hear your Donald Duck. No, I'll save that for you, Box Score. I cannot do that. Do we package Ward and Adele for relievers? Nah. Let's not kill Ward yet. I still think the best Ward is still on the horizon. I think he's going to fight his way back into the lineup. He'll start hitting again, but I think a good way to get him to start hitting again is get him down on the lineup. I think the Box Score is correct. Neto and Moniak, dude, come on. Those guys are contact dudes. They don't strike out much. They put pressure on the infielders even when they hit ground balls, and they're super fast when they get on base. They score runs, and they hit the ball good. I mean, that's all you want. And right now, Ward is not doing that. It's okay. So he's struggling. Move him down to 7. Put him in an Urshela spot and see if he could shine. I'm pretty sure he can. Let's see. Also, Box Score says Tyler Anderson is ass. Grillmaster says Trout did something good. Is this a sign of the apocalypse? Oh God! Battle of the Southpaws indeed tomorrow. We should have seen the Anderson not being good for us a mile away. Oh great, he's gonna be whispering on the phone again, meaning our boy, meaning our boy Thice 2.0.
Oh, gnarly!
Also, I'm here for the comments. Native says tonight was a good shits and giggles tonight. Also, Marcos checks in with a different Mickey Mouse is running Anaheim now. You know what? And I'm telling you, the Angels fans, they used to be really creative with the signs. Like in right field, you had Matsui Land, you had Wally's World. They got to come up with a Mickey Mouse. What is that? What they used to call themselves? The Mickey Mouse, not puppeteers, but. I don't know. Well, they got to come up with something like that. Mickey Mouse Club. They could be the Mickey Mouse Club by, I guess, you won't want to put them in the Trout Farm, but maybe in right field pavilion, or if he plays in center one night or something. They can, if he stays in left field, then they should turn that into the freaking Mickey Mouse Club and then put the Trout Farm in right center. I think that's what they should do. That would be cool. Let's see. Also, facts on Marcos right there. And O'Hoppe. Yeah, O'Hoppe's got a future with this squad for sure. We forget about him, and it's unfortunate because he should be in the mix right now too. Imagine, though, I like Wallach a lot. I do. But imagine if you had Thice with O'Hoppe. Oh, my gosh, dude. Imagine O'Hoppe's numbers right now. Remember, he had 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. Before he got hurt, he was leading the club in both. Imagine having him right now. Imagine we could have had so many more wins. I mean, you kind of just forget about Statue Stassi, and then Wallach would be down in AAA. That'd be a hell of a catching, and maybe that's next year's. Who knows? Maybe that's next year's catching platoon of freaking O'Hoppe and Thice. I'm good with that. If Thice has found his strike with his stroke, imagine and having him with O'Hoppe, and we can actually see what he can do. God damn, it's gonna be a fun year. But it's all going to depend on our boy Ohtani. Step aside, Mickey Mouse. Also, Sydney says Moniak is legit. Moniak and O'Hoppe, we won the trade. Yeah, we sure did. It is not something that this team has been able to brag about as an organization when they make a trade, but goddamn, they won that trade in a heartbeat. Sydney says Trey Cabbage is also legit. We need to call him up, but after the All-Star break. Well, you know what, Sydney? I like him a lot. And I'm not going to throw any shade on him. I'm not going to throw any shade on your comment. All I'm going to say is, where do we put him? You know what I mean? Like, on one hand, you got a guy who's hitting almost as many home runs as Adele down there. We all know what Adele is. We're going to see him gone. He's not going to get called up. And then Trey Cabbage, where are you going to put him? You know what I mean? Like, even if he could catch, we got 2 quality catchers. 3, if you think about it. And then where are we going to put him in the outfield? Nowhere to put him in the outfield. You can't put him anywhere in the infield. Even if he could play all positions like a Drury, you got nowhere to put him. So the best thing you could do is hope that he continues to learn, get better and better and better, because we don't need to call these guys up yet. You know, we could be patient for once and not ruin these guys and call them up too early. I think that's what happened with Moniak in Philly. That's what happened here in Anaheim with Brendan Marsh. And it's what happened with Adele and a few other players in the past. We called them up too early because we had so much need. But right now we have enough talent on this roster where we could let him ferment and work on his talent. And soon it'll be like how the Yankees are blessed and other organizations who have good starting lineups like the Dodgers. They can let these guys get an extra year down in the minors, hone their craft, get better hitters, get better in the infield or outfield, wherever they play, become superstars, and then when they get called up, they're ready. They're just ready for the show. And I think the good thing for Trey would be to call him up in September. Wait for him to, wait for the rosters to expand a little bit and bring up Trey and give him a shot in September. Right now is this too early? I'd love to see him up here, but where would you put him? And I don't want to ruin the kid too early. And I don't want to bring him up just to ride the bench because that's what we're doing with Soto, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm hoping this team is starting to click. Me too, Mateo. Is Ward expendable now? I don't think so yet. We can't throw dirt on him yet. We can't bury him yet. I think he's still got a lot to prove, and he's a major league hitter, and I think it's hit his ego a little bit. But hey, you know what? That's how we learn. It's like Alfred said in the Batman movie with Christopher Nolan, you get knocked down just to get back up, and that's what you got to do. You got to keep getting up. So we need a couple of relievers and at least one more starter. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. 2 more relievers and a starter, and this pitching staff is freaking dominant. And I think with Loop gone too, because that's inevitable. Can never say that word. Once he's gone, dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be...
Wow, winning.
Robert also says Moniak is hungry. He's staying in the show, doesn't want to be in Salt Lake. He's like a man fresh out of jail. I ain't going back. Yeah, he doesn't like the probation part either. He's staying clean. Salvador says Marcos. Okay. Also, damn, we got a lot of see, that always happens. I think we're at the end, and then it just pops up a shit ton of comments. Let's see. He says sup. Also, Mateo says more in the 8th inning and Esteves in the 9th inning is a recipe for success. If it works, keep it the way it is. Sydney says, I agree with the Rangers' take, not to mention that they have had the easiest schedule in baseball so far, other than playing us. Yeah, they've really been, they haven't played anyone really that good, except the Braves and a couple other teams. They've had a really easy schedule. Who gives a F about Texas, Mateo says. Don says, yeah, Ward's job is in trouble if Moniak keeps coming up big and producing. What is Roger Lodge saying, James? Well, he's basically saying that no more negativity for this team because when I think of positive, I think of...
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Exactly. Also, the boxer says, I would trade Ward. I'm just saying if it meant we could get a better starter. Or means we get a better starter. That's I don't know, man. I just don't want to give up on him too early. Jason Hess says Neto is looking like Eckstein upgraded. Yeah, Eckstein with power, dude. Like he's so confident, and his defense is just... See, Eckstein had that long throw. He had that long, overhand throw. Neto just has that quick snap. Just like the quick snap, dude. Like, I don't know what it is, but he's got so much power behind that arm. Can't wait to see this team's line all start to mash at the same time, IE Native says. Also, don't you just love winning on Gooby Tuesdays? Mid-Oppie said, yes, I do. I do. I love me some Gooby. If anyone knows, I'm giddy for Gooby. And, he gets me all giddy. And it's all about his commentary, dude. He's awesome. And I'm telling you, when this team wins, it's fun to listen to those guys, especially Gooby, how he breaks it down. It's not as frustrating, He has me all happy. So we have to see if we can keep it going. Jacob says, I don't see Ward playing over Renfroe or Moniak. Right now, it's hard not to, but I guarantee you tomorrow, Ward is your starter. I know you guys aren't going to like that, but against James Paxton, I already know philosophy, and as hot as he's been, whether it's versus lefty or righty, meaning Moniak, you're going to see Ward start tomorrow. I guarantee you. Mickey Mouse Club, there you go. Mouseketeers, that's what I was looking for too, Kroon. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Trastros finally lost a damn game. Yeah, they were on fire. Jim says Mouseketeers. Yeah, I was looking for that one too. Is Jadiel Sanchez doing good in the minor league? Because I haven't heard of him. I'll have to look him up, though. Left field needs to be Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Jason says 4 home runs. Oh, he's got 4 home runs. Mickey's Maniacs. See, that would be a cool one because that way you wouldn't have to pay homage as much to Disney if you don't like Disney at the moment or they don't want to allow Disney stuff in. But you could always still go with mouse ears. You know what I mean? Like, because I can get some Moniac jerseys. I'm just saying. Or maybe we print out some Moniac shirts and we get a little group together and think about it. We put a little mouse ears on. We could be the Mouseketeers. We could be Mickey Moniac's Clubhouse. Who knows, man? It's or Mickey's Maniacs, like Dan says. Little Wayne says Granted Ward has stunk this year, but it's way too soon to bury him. Like people are forgetting Renfroe is a free agent and most likely will walk. That's the thing. If you want any shot at Ohtani, Renfroe's gone. I mean, unless Ohtani would take less and say spend some of that on Renfroe. Renfroe's going to command. Let's just say Renfroe finishes the year because right now he's on pace for about 40 home runs, which would be a career high, and about 110 RBIs and about a 260 to 270 average. That's probably going to command about a cool 120, 140 million dollars at least. And that's if other teams aren't sad, because I don't think he's going to be a high-end commodity. I don't think everyone's going to be looking at him like, oh, my God, we got to get Renfroe. But they're going to look at him like, well, even if we don't get the 40 home run Renfroe, he's been a career 27, 28 home run guy. He's been about an 80 to 90 RBI guy. So over 100 million is the going rate. Well, that's what he's probably going to get, between 1 and 150. Can the Angels afford that on top of Trout, Ohtani, and Renfroe? I mean, and what's his name? Rendon? I don't think so. But if Ohtani goes, they might be forced into re-signing him, which I wouldn't mind because he is a good hitter. Let's see. Also, the young over and over tonight was, oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Yep, that was that. And then why haven't the PA guy or anybody at Anaheim Stadium pick that up like, hey, man, we can actually play this song and it would fit, like when he does something good, play the song as he's rounding the bases or as he gets a hit. That would get the crowd clapping, hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. You know what I mean? Like, it would be cool. But again, the Angels dropped the ball on that too. The whoever runs his team and they rather show you the creamly ice cream going around every game. They rather have the strike force only shoot out 3 shirts when they used to shoot out about like 10 to 12, and they used to actually go around the damn, around almost the entire place. And then, stuff like that they've cut down, or the helpful Honda dealers that they do every game. They don't mix it up. You pretty much, unless it's a Star Wars night, a country weekend, or a Pride night, or whatever else they got going the rest of the year, they don't mix it up. It's the same bullshit every night. So that's where you can mix it up. That's where you can get more flavor to these players. So you could play something, really, upbeat for like Jaime should have had something for like Panama, because he's from Panama. You know what I mean? You could do stuff like that. Think outside the box, Angels. But they never do. They never, ever do. Let's see. Also, start honking that hall honk, Todd. We're stuck at a fork in the road with the Ward project. Don't see it, but clocks ticking. Ward's had time to figure it out. He needs to produce, or it's on to the next one. So he's already ready to move on, and a lot of players and fans are. So we gotta honk that honk, even though this honk's dying. Also, Thice voice. Well, bro, today I hit the ball so far and so high, dude. Not quite as high as I was, though, dude. Like, I was smoking that good. Yeah, that was our boy Thice, Fabio. Don says, Todd, watch what happens with Kai Bush. Has he yet to pitch this year? Do you know the injury? You know what? I will look that up, Don, before I get out of here. Or when I have a moment here. The Moniac trade is a win on 2 fronts. Mickey is playing like the first round overall pick, and Noah is playing like a washed up pitcher for the Dodgers. I forgot about that. Krumskar says, and Cuero is a top catching prospect in the minors. Yeah, he's tearing it up. Cuero is. Or Cuero, or whatever his name is. And Jason says, Stassi who? We have 3 quality catchers. What new fucking reality did we wake up in this year. Right? I didn't even think we had one, bro. Randy, me and him were talking in the offseason like, damn, what do we do at catcher? We didn't address the catcher situation. Wow, was I wrong? And wow, was he wrong? But he wasn't wrong on Ohapi. I was like, I'm questioning Ohapi, man. I don't know if that dude's ready yet. And he was ready. He called it, but it's just unfortunate that injury. Just it's the what if, and we have to look forward to next year. Sean says these guys are great problems to have. Anytime you have any good players struggling to find spots on a team because the team's roster is already good. Thank you, Perry. Sydney says, I love how we have no idea what's up with Stassi, and I don't give a shit. There is no way a family issue has him out for this long. Well, Sydney, there can be, and it can be a good reason. It's just, unfortunately, it was. I think what this organization does is we shitted on what's his name, Fernando's favorite player, the shortstop Simmons. We thought he quit on the team because the team didn't give us anything. Like, as a fan base, we deserve to know because we're always talking about these players. And when Simmons went out, I too was on the hey, quit on the team. What a piece of shit. I can't believe he did that after all the chances we've given him when we've stood behind Simmons. And I was like, dude, like, let's not, I can't believe he quit. But then we found out he was borderline suicidal and he had all these issues. And if you look at Fernando's been monitoring his social media, he's all kinds of crazy right now. And that sucks. And it's unfortunate. And I hope he gets the help that he deserves. But the fact of the matter is like, we didn't know. And it could be something serious with Stassi. We don't know. So I don't comment on that. So again, I'm just feeling that, like, as far as a player, like, not his personal issues, but as a player, yeah, we don't need him. We don't need Stassi because he didn't show us anything last year. His personal issues, I'm leaving that alone. I'm not touching that, whatever. But he's obviously still hurt too. And so it's like, yeah, you know what? Take your time, bro. Like, we don't need you right now. Right now, Theis is our guy. He's our dude. And we also, we also have other players that can fill the position at catcher, that are doing good, like Wallach. So I'm fine with that. Also, Wallach is literally a hometown kid. He's from Orange, like Trumbull. Yep, and he's playing good. He wants to be here. Jesus says, ToddFox, what is the other players from Brandon Marsh trade and Jadio Sanchez batting average? Brandon Marsh's average was good, but he's in kind of a slump right now. He was hitting over 320, but I'll have to look him up right now, and I will check on Kai Bush as well. Let's see what his average is right now, because I believe his stats right now in the last 7 days, he's 067. His OPS is 243 in the last 7 days as well. His batting average currently his batting average is down to 251. Or no, it's at 262. So it's slumped. He finished the year 288 last year between two clubs, which was ours and theirs, obviously. But he's definitely hit a wall currently. So, hopefully for his sake he can get it going. I have nothing against Philly, so I don't care if they do good or not. But yeah, I really wish the best for him right now. Rocket City right now. He has not pitched right now, Kai Bush, yet. So that's the kind of thing, we were kind of hoping that this will be the year that he can get on the right track and be ready to go. Last year's numbers was 7-4, 367 ERA in 21 games started. Not bad. 103 innings pitched. But yeah, we have nothing on he's still on the 7-day 7-day injured list, so he should be back because he hasn't really started for them yet. So I know he was on another injury list, but they upgraded him to a 7-day, so he should be making a run here, getting back to starting soon here, hopefully. Also, let's see, Jordan Adams will be called up before Adele. Joe is a sell guy. If you bring him up, it will hurt his trade stock. Absolutely. I do like Adams up here at some point too in September. Nevin has the hots for Loop. He'll never leave, SoCal says. All our trades should be for pitching, and more pitching. I feel like calling Mickey Moniak's section Mickey Mouse is disrespectful. He deserves a better name. Okay, I like that. Let's come up with one then. Hey, Trey, we have a spot for you. Trey, really? Where? Left bench. That sucks. Ryan says the Angels winning the first and second game of the series. Is this a joke? Yeah, it doesn't feel real. Jacob also says Neto has a cannon attached to his shoulder. He does. I know that Moore is in the 8th inning and Esteves in the 9th is good because that's the coach in me. I would hope that would stay that way. Well, we have to hope so. Todd's belly dances in a thong on Tuesday nights. Shut up. Roger is busting a nut for John Stamos. He sure is. John Stamos is on his mind all the time.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
Remember, Rendon should be coming back for the Marlins series on Friday, possibly. Yeah, and then most likely Soto goes away. Ward is going 3 for 4 tomorrow. That would be nice. Time for the Bad News Beers happy music, and I think this is the happy music, isn't it? That's the intro. All right, so then we got that, and then we also have, I don't know if you guys can hear this because I tried pulling this one, but it's a little low, but this is from Old School, and we had to keep our composure during that losing those series, so this is us freaking out. This was me freaking out when we were losing those series prior to the Angels playing better.
That's right. We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've gone too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to just keep our composure.
Yeah, hopefully you guys were able to hear that. Let's see. Also, I love Neto batting 9th and Mickey leading off as well. Jadio Sanchez is with the 66ers. He's batting under 250. Little Wayne says Neto is way more talented than Eckstein. He is Omar Vizquel territory right now. Yeah, he is. His bats just hasn't gotten to the next level, but his defense is. I got a design in mind. I ain't no one buying my shit. Also, I Native says, hopefully Neto can keep up high, good play to beat out Volpe for Rookie of the Year. Fuck anyone who says or who plays for the Yankees and their fans. I'm 100% behind that comment right there. Too much Renfro, he can walk. Mickey Animaniacs, Jason says, Angels can afford it. Okay. Todd, you want to re-sign Urshela? Too early to tell. I do like what I've seen from him, but then there's some things I don't like. Like, I don't like how he's too aggressive on the first pitch. But maybe I'm just nitpicking because his defense is very solid. Now, if we were to get rid of Rendon, I'd take Urshela in a heartbeat. We should all go as punks, the Moniak Maniacs. Ooh, that'd be sick. We all had spiked hair. Money isn't an issue. Already spending it in the right areas is. Good point. The Creamly ice cream ad is so bad. It sure is. Caesar says, I know you cannot stand Roger Lodge. I cannot stand Gooby. That guy is the biggest homer. He doesn't have the balls to call out players when they are playing like garbage. Now, Caesar, I get it. And I'm 100% with you that way too, because he is he is a homer. But I will say this in his defense, though. At least he has talent to call a good game, and he can call pitches before they happen. And when he's not giving too much love, he's calling a great game situation, asking for the Angels to do something. And when they don't do it, they get screwed. When they do it, it works. So he's like a coach. Like, a lot of people hear him speak, and they're like, man, I wish he was a coach for the Angels. So he is a dude that can do really good in the booth. I actually like Wayne Randazzo's honesty. He's a little bit more honesty. He does homer it up a little bit, so there is that aspect on TV. But I get you. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do like Langston. If anyone is a cut and dry non-homer on this announcing crew, whether it's be radio or TV, it's Mark Langston. That dude is not afraid to criticize players, and I love him for that. Dan says the marketing sucks. They need to hire me for marketing. I have a degree, damn it. I could hear the animosity in Dan's voice. But yes, I would hire you in a heartbeat, because whoever they got behind it, Hannah, they suck. They suck. They have failed epically year in and year out. and yet we still go Halo honk for the giveaways. But they could do so much better. You could market this team so much better, because to the outside person, not a real baseball fan, the girlfriend you bring because you've gone on to many dates and you've taken her all kinds of places, you've suffered through her family, and you're like, you know what? Can you come with me to an Angel game? Because you're a huge fan. And she's like, oh, Angels? I've heard of them. They're in Los Angeles, right? You're like, no, just come with me to a game. And you bring her to the game, and she's like, oh, I know who the Angels are. They have Ohtani and Trout. That's all she knows, and that's how the normies know, because that's all we market. That's all we care about. I can go on and on about that, and I have in the past. But, yeah, I'm with you, Dan. They got to do a better job of marketing the other players we have. Can we get a Starlight sex night? Oh, jeez. I hate Nevin Lewis 714 says. Jason Hess says, why don't the Angels change God Bless America for the 7th inning stretch to West Virginia Mountain Mama, Take Me Home Country Road? Oh, my God. See, I would love that, because that has ties with my mom, and that was her favorite song when she was alive. So, yeah, whenever they play that, I kind of get emotional, and I'm like, why are you playing this? I'm supposed to be either happy at this game or pissed off. Stop trying to make me cry. So, yeah, I kind of don't like that. But if they would, I mean, I'd be able to handle it at some point. I'm just not good sometimes when I'm there at the game. Let's see. Also, Tommy says, can we give poor Nevin some praise? He swapped out Mickey for Ward in the 9th, and it was a good move. Yes, we will, Tommy. He made the right call tonight, and he made the right call in the bullpen, and he made the right call with our boy Canning, who pitched an excellent all-around game. Come on, 50 people here, and everyone give that a like button. Yes, thank you. That would really, really help, guys, if you gave that a like for the page, and also commenting that what you guys are doing and gals are doing. I really, really appreciate that. The page appreciates that. Jim says, speaking of Pride Night, that is defined as the Purple Heart recipients from the American Armed Forces being introduced while standing on the top of first base dugout. Just saying. And I wish, though, again, that these ball players, not the ball players, but the veterans would not be sit up in the upper deck. I think what should be is they should be behind, at least the Angels, or they should be infiltrating the restaurant in the Diamond Club, something like that, where it's nice and intimate and because they deserve the best treatment that night. So it shouldn't just be for one Army reservist that come in, because have you seen the military? The last game I was at, they had the poor. I think it was Marines. I could be wrong, but they had him sitting up in the 500s. It's like, come on, dude. I mean, one more level up, and you're sitting where Roger has his tickets. So yeah, it's not cool. Let's see. I'm having carpal tunnel surgery tomorrow. God damn it, Mateo. Hopefully that goes all right for you. The box score says just cut Stassi. Ex-Astros top prospect Taylor Jones hits his second home run in Salt Lake. That's good. Did I miss the rant Justin option? There wasn't one tonight. Mateo says sweep of the Lakers. Also, carpal tunnel at 19. Leave it alone, Mateo. It's not getting any bigger. Wow. Jason Hess respectfully disagree. See, we need to keep up the Jinx Rendon out of the lineup. Mateo says Adele can't hit the broadside of the barn when he's up here. Hey, Roger, can you have James play the home runs? Correct. That's the happy music. Okay. Mateo wants a circus music, but I don't think we can give that out tonight. Jason says Estevez needs some Vicente Fernandez when he comes out of the pen. That would be sick, because, again, I don't know what song Iglesias had when he was here, but it was fire. I liked it. Let's see. Any of you ever go to a 66ers game? How is that stadium? 66ers stadium is nice to a degree, but it does feel like you're playing at a high school baseball field, a good high school baseball field. It's not, it's just in a bad neighborhood too. So, I mean, it's not like something that blows you away. Efren says, I said it before, this is one game, lose 2 started when Loop went on the IL. Now all of a sudden Loop is back and we're cooking. Good night, Heedy Halo Honks. Light that baby up. See you tomorrow. All right, Kroom's car. Have a nice night. Sean says, did you hear about the idiot who said that we should trade for Tim Anderson and bench Neto? No, I did not. I don't know who that guy is. I'm hoping that wasn't me, because I'm trying to search my memory. I'm like, did I ever say something that stupid? And I don't think I did, so I'm good. A long sleeve shirt in August, box score pockets. Yeah, remember that? That's our brilliant, what do you call it? our brilliant staff. Let's see. Sydney says also the short giveaways have sucked so bad. They all are in the trash. The bobbleheads are cool. The bucket hats and the bench hats are sick. I agree. Don Hammond says, I hope Canning really turns the corner and becomes a very solid starter for us. And that's all we're hoping for. I think he could be really, really good. Also, Dan says, I still want Stukas over Disneyland in the seventh inning music. It's fun. It's about OC and the Anaheim. It's true. They should really, I mean, we're doing the City Connects. We're trying to get Anaheim and everything that makes Southern California and Orange County rolled up to one. I think they did a good job on the jersey. Let's start bringing that stuff to the stadium. I hear they're serving jockstrap nachos for Pride Night. Well, they might be the rainbow chips, because I do know they have those. Iglesias had El Rey. Yeah, that was a nice song. Dan says, "Oh, that dumbass Anaheim mayor is inviting those guys, the nuns." Yeah, I don't know about all that either. Too. Look, I'm not going to comment on that. I mean, everyone has their own depictions of that stuff, but I think it's mocking religion, and that's why the Dodgers decided not to do it. It wasn't that they were transsexuals or anything. It's just that they were mocking religion. And so it's like nobody, we're in a safe space now where supposedly no one's supposed to get mocked or no one's supposed to get bullied. And they took that, kudos to the Dodgers. They took that as bullying, and they were like, well, we don't want you here then. And because they know that they're going to say certain things that's going to intimidate or piss off certain fans. And you don't want to give a small portion rights to do whatever the hell they want. I mean, look what happened to Bud Light. So I think the Dodgers saw that and made the right move. Anaheim mayor's like, hold my beer. So there you go. Also, Andrizzle said, light that baby up. They should call in. I'm going to say that SoCal also said, fuck all the Boston sports. And I was mad the Celtics won tonight. I really wanted them to get swept too. John says, nice dub tonight. Hell of a game tonight, John. Has to go to Disneyland yesterday for my daughter's birthday. I haven't been in 25 years, and I hope I don't have to go back for another 25 years. Wow, Jacob did not enjoy his time there at Disneyland. Was it paying those outrageous prices? See, I want Relief Pitcher to use Wild Thing song to walk out to. Yeah, if we, who knows? Because I asked what is it, Ben Joyce, when we had him on. I asked him, hey, man, what is going to be your theme song if you ever become the Angels closer? You throw 100 miles per hour. What is going to be your song? And Ben Joyce said, well, it's definitely going to be something Metallica. And I'm like, hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. I think that would bring the place down because, when they bring up Ohtani and Trout and the lights go different, they start blinking. Imagine the lights blinking and everything else like that with Ben Joyce coming out to a Metallica song like Seek and Destroy, Kill 'Em All, something like that. Like, oh my God, dude, I'm getting gooby just thinking about it. Also, dumbass mayor, I concur. Dodgers actually invited them back. Oh, they did? Oh, wow. Okay, so they made the right call just to be like, nah, let's throw a Nevin. Let's see. How about some Funyun? Also, people calling someone homophobe like that is an insult. Laugh aloud, call me all you want. Also, you will always be bullied for believing in the Father. Just saying. Well, yeah. I mean, no matter if what religion you are, at some point, especially Christians, but I mean, at some point, Jewish people. I mean, just Buddhists. I mean, like you're just mocked. There's no matter what you believe in, and I'm not telling you to put that out here because that's everyone else's decision whether you want to make it known or whether We're the sports show, but this is where we go off sometimes. And I'm just gonna say this to close out the story about religion or whatever. It's just the way the world is right now. It's cool to be an atheist. It's cool to be not believing. So, and you're able to mock, but they can't mock you. You know what I mean? So it's like. It's another one of those catch-22s where I just roll my eyes and move on. I mean, that's all you can do. Don't give those people any kind of if they bother you, just don't give them any attention. And eventually they go away because they only dress like that. They only do the things they do. And they only say the things they say to get your attention and to trigger you. And if you don't give them the attention, you don't let it trigger you, they will disappear into the dust that they were before. And that's all. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see. Manuel says, I think with Moniak getting on fire, hopefully we can get it together. Well, him already is got this team moving in the right direction. They're following him, and maybe that's a leader right there. Typical Dodgers. Yikes! It's okay to hate Christians, Catholics, but it's not okay to hate the alphabet crew. And that's just right now what's going on. My friends are trying to convince me to become an A's or a Giants fan. Well, you're up in the north right there, so you got to go either way. But I'm glad you're an Angels fan. Robert says, did you say the Dodgers taking on the chin and extended the invite back to them? Yes, they did. Alphabet Chips. I noticed that they kept playing Rage Against the Machine Bulls on Parade after innings when Ohtani started. That was badass. Yes, and I dude, I'm telling you real quick about Rage Against the Machine. If you ever go online and they show kids, especially inner city kids that have never heard Rage Against the Machine, or just kids of this this decade or whatever that are barely getting into high school, to see their reactions on the music that we grew up with and for them to actually listen to the lyrics and how deep they are, man, I'm telling you, because it was a golden age, man. I love the grunge age. I love the metal age back then. It'll never be topped again. And I'm sad it's been gone for as long as it's been gone. Sydney says, I'm going to Dodgers Pride Night, and they're giving away a jersey, an LGBTQ jersey. Okay. I hate heavy metal music, Mateo. I don't think you've listened to the right stuff. It's cool to be a fool. LGBT sandwich. Oh, your music IQ is low, Mateo. Isn't Dodgers jersey already? That is true. Let's see. These freak nuns rub crosses on. Yeah, see, that's the problem, man. I mean, you if you would have did that 30 or 40 years ago, you'd be dead. Let's just be honest. You'd be dead. Someone would beat the living out of you. But it is what it is, and we live in a country where you can do that, and yet people still are like, fuck USA. But it's like, man, if you weren't in USA, try that shit in Russia. Try that in Africa. Try that shit in Italy. Try it anywhere else but here. Hell, even try it up in Canada and see how far you get. Or try that nun stuff in Mexico, where they believe heavily on the Mother Mary and everything else to be with Christianity, and try that down there and see if you can make it back across the border. I doubt you will. You would look very much worse than some of those narcos casualties or victims that, they chop up the bodies and, I mean, there'd be nothing left of those nun guys. I'm telling you. I mean, just be lucky you live in a country where you can actually do the crap that they do. And people be like, eh. You know what I mean? But try that anywhere else, man. You ain't getting away with shit. I'm just saying. Let's see. Also, let's get through these real quick. If you guys want to call in, why not? 714-598-3221. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the Angels win tonight. The Angels get a huge, huge win tonight. I listen to a lot of Italian music. Okay. Supra, what's up, my friend?
We won. Yay.
Yes. Ohtani is the GOAT. Big time win tonight.
Ohtani, I mean, he got infield hit, but rest of the night he kind of struggled. But Moniak, man, glad he wasn't, taken out of the lineup.
Yeah, I meant Trout, by the way. Yeah, he got back to GOAT status, and then, Moniak has been on fire, dude. I mean, 419 in this streak that he's been called up.
Yes, we need to play like this every day, and we'll start winning games.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, too. I mean, look, you look out there, you got solid defense. I think that was worrying people a little bit that, you had Trout and Renfroe playing their asses off no matter what they're hitting in defense, and you had Ward kind of looking like Adele out there taking bad runs to the ball, making simple catches look difficult. But Moniak is just, I don't know, man, he's on one, dude. Like, as soon as it's hit, he's got a hell of a reaction time, and we have yet to see him have to throw anybody out, but he's got the arm too. He's got a cannon too. So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now.
Yes, I have literally nothing to complain about today, which is very rare.
Yes.
So, I have nothing to say, but we need to win tomorrow as well. I think it's a winnable game tomorrow, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, nothing until they start really playing consistent, because I need more games to see before I'm like, okay, they're finally on a roll. But I think tomorrow's game, like you said, is winnable, but anything can happen, and James Paxton has a lot of freaking experience, so in pitching against us, so.
Yeah. So minor leagues, Ben Joyce is back on the roll. Last time I checked, he went 2 innings, gave up no runs, and I had like 3 strikeouts, which is pretty cool. And then in the minor leagues in Double A, there's this tall dude, like 6'7". I forgot his last name. It was like Jack K or something. He throws like 97 and 99, and he's trying to be a starting pitcher, and he's pretty cool. He just had a complete game, so he looks pretty good.
Yeah, and I think the thing we've missed this year is we haven't seen Kai Bush. We're still waiting on Bachman. So there's some guys to come up right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. We're having some talent in the minor leagues, which I couldn't really say back in like 2022 and 2021. And the thing I like about this team this year is because we have depth. So the people who struggle have to worry about performing, which we didn't have last year. For example, Ward. If Ward goes like 1 for like 20, he'll probably still be in the lineup last year because we didn't have any depth. It's either him or Adele. But this year, it's like we have Moniak, we have Renfro, we have Trout, and we still have people in the minors. So if you don't perform, we're just going to send you down, or you're just going to get benched.
Yeah.
So there's some pressure to like perform, which is what we need. Because last year we was like, oh yeah, I'm on a 10-game hitless streak, but no one's gonna replace me, so I do not care less.
Well, yeah, I mean, this team, you're looking over your shoulder. If you're a starter, not named Trout, Otani, and Renfro, you're looking over your shoulder because you got guys that are hungry. And then on the bench, you're itching to get in the lineup in any way, to draw a walk, to get a hit, to make a good play. So it is where it's at. The box score is saying Moniak. He's going to get money at some point. So, but right now, I mean, if he can, he's not going to hit at a 400 clip. But the dude, I mean, is proving that he could be a viable major league caliber potential all-star. You know what I mean? Like if he's leading off, not every time with a home run, but like getting on base in front of Trout and Otani, you're already paying your weight in gold right there. You're giving the big bats an opportunity to drive you in. And he can get on with a walk, steal second, Trout come through with a single to right, he scores. Just like that. And that's what kind of player we got.
Yeah. I think we just need one more starting pitcher, like a decent starting pitcher. We could trade Adele, maybe Cabbage, and maybe Fletcher, or something like.
I wouldn't trade Cabbage because we haven't seen him yet. I want to give that kid an opportunity. But I would definitely trade. I mean, you'd have to get someone really good back for me to trade Cabbage. But I would definitely get rid of Adele, Renifo, and Fletcher. I would dangle those as starters. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm trading you 3 starters.
Yeah, I think we just need one more decent starter. I think we just need like a decent Sandoval. I mean, he's pretty good, but he's too inconsistent. So I just need like someone within like the 3.5 ERA guy.
Yeah.
A decent starter.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
About it. Yeah, that's about it. We just need a win tomorrow, and that'll be a sweep.
Hell yeah, that'd be a nice way to send off their Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. So.
All right, super. Well, hopefully you're feeling good tomorrow, and we're all feeling good with another Angels victory. You have a good one, all right?
Yep. You should go Angels.
Go Angels. Robert checking out. He says, "Great show. Have an early morning. Go Halos." Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. But thank you for your support once again, Robert. Also, every time, it's the Halo Honk line.
Hey Todd, what's up?
I'm so wasted. What's up, man?
So 6 more days till my birthday, and then 5 more tomorrow night after I see a movie at the movie theaters, and then going to the river on Thursday morning and getting lit at the river all weekend.
You're going to get lit all weekend, huh? 6 days. You're blowing out the candles as we speak, aren't you?
Hi again, everybody. I'm Roger
I'm
Lodge, and we've got a big show coming your way.
This weekend and have so much fun every night and calling to the show all, like, hammered at the river and stuff.
Are you
raging?
Now, are you going to get any kind of action with the ladies out there?
Dude, hopefully 1 night or 2 nights. Or we'll see when the ladies start showing up.
Now I know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
All right.
Hopefully. Yeah, bro. But thank God we won again today.
Hell yeah, we got another victory.
And right before my birthday weekend and right before I go to the river, because one more game and then Thursday, I have an off day.
I know that, dude.
All this weekend, I'll be at the river cheering on the Angels. And then Sunday I'll be calling in from the river and being like, tonight, it's rage mode time because it's my birthday night. And at 12 a.m., it will be on my birthday. And, yeah, right after the game on Sunday.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm just getting ready for this weekend. And hopefully we can sweep the Red Sox tomorrow night. And hopefully we can sweep the Mariners on my birthday, or Marlins on my birthday weekend.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, then you could return back here and be a whole new man. You're going to be 17 now.
And be like, I'm 17. I'm one step closer to getting my driving license. 3 more months.
That's a way of looking at that way and saying, hey, bud, let's party. Where'd you get this coffee?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll call in tomorrow night after my movie at the movie theaters. I'm watching Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome because there's going to be fighting, and it's going to be super cool. Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully it's going to be a good action movie. So I'll call in tomorrow night when I get out of the movie theaters, if you're still live, because I'll probably get out at like 8, because it starts at 5:20, and it will probably be done like 7:38ish.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Wow, winning.
Okay. And go Angels, and I'll call in tomorrow night after
Big 20.
the movie. And one more day till I go to the river tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do it all night, maybe.
All right, man.
Later.
That's Big 20 right there. He said, box score said, Bride Night came early. This is the calmest I've ever heard Big 20. You should have heard him the other night. Cocaine is hell of a drug. SoCal says, Closer by 9 Inch Nails would be good. That is a very good song and a creepy song. By the way, you guys mentioned Drowning Pool. That is one of my favorite metal bands from the 90s and early 2000s, I should say. Yeah, there was 3 songs on there that I would love to play, but the strike rule. Bodies Hit the Floor would be a great one at the game when they get like maybe strike out the side. Tear Away is an awesome song, and Sinner. Those are obviously their staples, but those are 3 songs that just will blow your mind if you listen to the lyrics or just the guitar play is amazing. The way they are playing right now, the Angels need to extend Rendon's IL stint. He's an error machine at third. I think he leads the MLB in third base errors. Dan says, yeah, Ryan, they are playing great without him. Jacob says, maybe we can offer the club Ward and Adele if they take Rendon's contract. Now, they might just do that. Do you know Ohtani already makes about $300 million a year from endorsements? See, Fabio, that's some stuff that a lot of fans don't know. I do know that he's making 65 alone on the contract that we gave him, 30 this year and 35 on endorsements this year. So I don't know about $300 million a year. Maybe that's other stuff from over in Japan. Yep, it's by far the biggest money maker off the field in MLB, Jacob says. Freak on a Leash by Korn is a very good song. Big 20 needs a hug. Trotter here says, saw it live tonight. Moniak has a great swing, keeps his head level, swings through the ball. Drowning Pool is goats. They sure are. I don't care about anyone else but me. That is such a. Just listen to those lyrics. Sydney knows, and so does the box score. I mean, that is some of the best music. Again, educate yourself. Even if like your Mateo's age, your Big 20s age, listen to some Drowning Pool. Listen to some Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, Korn. Grunge stuff like STP, Soundgarden. I love Soundgarden. Even Velvet Revolver. And then you could go back if rock's not your thing. Listen just how good hip hop and rap was in the 90s and 2000s when they actually rapped about not the same shit on every song. They actually had beef with each other. Talked about all other kind of stuff. They had better beats. They didn't mumble. I mean, I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm like, get off my lawn. My music was better. I always used to mock my dad when he would listen to K-Earth all the time when they used to play oldies. Oh, nothing past the 70s is good. All that stuff that you guys listened to in the 80s, and that stuff's crap. He'd be always mad at me. He's like, you listen to that rock stuff, it's crap. You can't even understand what you're saying. Yeah, don't get me started on the rap stuff. My dad was forever complaining, and then when my kids got older and they were listening to that shit, I was like, what the hell are you listening to? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm my dad. What's wrong with me? But then I think about it. I'm like, he was right, and I'm right too. My air is better. Theirs sucks. So it's always going to be like that. Also, let's see. No way that number 300 million is endorsement. No way. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Was never a Korn fan or a Slipknot fan. Well, there are some really good Slipknot fans or Slipknot music and songs if you can get past their creepy look, or if that's if you think it's devil worshiping music. I don't think it is. I think they just try to do that whole genre of scare music, and because I don't know. To me, it was never them. It was more of like a show, sort of like Marilyn Manson. You know what I mean? Like he had a couple good songs, but that's about it. I'm 15, but I've been deep into metal and deathcore since I was little. Oh, okay, Cindy. That's cool. It's cool. Just an option. Okay. I love that. See, to someone like Sydney, if you haven't done your if you haven't done your homework, if you look at Just an Option and his comments saying I like Savage Garden, you're like, oh, Savage Garden, they must be a metal band. Nope, but that's funny. So the rare dude says, who gives a shit what show Time is making? He needs to retire an Angel, him and Trout. Boy, or the rare dude, I wish you could talk some sense into my boy Otani. I'm going hype all day and going to be hyped up all night and tomorrow. And yeah, Jacob Primo says Slipknot is legit an amazing band. Randy still putting out good albums. And their shows live are insane. I did see them live. Slipknot is very, very good. They had one of their drummers around in one of those circular things that kind of rotates. He was drumming as it was rotating. That was badass, dude. That was probably one of the best concerts, like live. Like you can actually understand them, as opposed to when I saw who was that? Who was that guy? Who was that band? The Armenians. God, why am I freaking blanking on names? Jesus. And then they're from here too. They're from Glendale. Someone's gonna fill me in, but I saw them and their sound was terrible. There you go, System of the Down. I saw them live and they were terrible. And then I saw him when he went solo. The lead guy, he went solo and he was like one of the starting. It was actually at a Foo Fighters concert of all things, and he was one of the opening acts, and he was terrible. Yeah, Tool is the best show that he's seen. Jacob's seen. Seen them twice too. Sydney says they're not bad, but I don't know. Maybe when I went, their acoustics were terrible. Also, but they are a good band though. I'm not ragging on the System of the Down, but just I didn't have a good time with them when I was live. Atreyu is another good one. Atreyu is another underrated band. Also, God damn it, what's the other one? There was a lot of bands in the 90s. I got to look up this other band real quick. Who sings The Red again? Chevelle was awesome. I liked Chevelle, but there's another band too. I could talk music all day. I love freaking 90s music right there. You're talking about the day my ears bleed when I play with music. She doesn't like my music. Steve Elise doesn't. Let's see. You're also Eat a Little Acid and Tool will blow your freaking. Wow. Okay, Jacob. Also, I seen Linkin Park open Soundgarden when I worked at the Hollywood Bowl. Awesome show. Yeah, Soundgarden. Look, I'll say one thing about Soundgarden. Pearl Jam, all those grunge bands, starting with Nirvana and so on and so on. Like, Soundgarden, just unique voice, dude. I mean, it's sad that most of those guys from the grunge era, except the lead singer from Pearl Jam's, pretty much one of the only ones alive. You know, like they all, you know, STP, the lead singer, died. It's just sad because when they did their, like, even Linkin Park, their lead singer, when he passed, he did a little stint with STP, and if you haven't heard it, when he did his stint with STP, they had some good songs. And then when Soundgarden, again, when they did their thing, and then he went solo, you know, you had, these guys were brilliant writers and composers. A lot of these guys, you know, did their own music. They didn't have, you know, and then they would write their own music, and then they would, like one for me, I love it because it's kind of hard to explain. Even though Wayne Static is dead, I love Static X. Static X is one of my favorite bands. Their lyrics to a lot of their music is great, but it's hard to understand. You have to really listen to it. He was one that he not only wrote his lyrics to, just like all the other good writers, but he also played the instruments to the music to perfect the song, and then he got the rest of the guys on board to then play the song. So the band was sort of like the supporting actors. He was the main guy. Wayne Static was brilliant. I like what they did, bringing in the other singer to replace him. He's not the same, but he sounds and looks like him because I saw him live last year, and they played a hell of a show. Let's see. This Eddie Vedder. Yeah, Eddie Vedder is awesome. I don't know why I'm blanking on all the lead singers, but yeah, it's been one of those nights. I'm in baseball mode, for crying out loud. But yeah, what do you call it? I gotta get Homeboy's name right now because I've forgotten. It's killing me, dude. Because he was an Audio Slave too, dude. I mean, God, what was it? Blanking on his name. Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell was one of my favorite. Dude, like, seriously, Chris Cornell was amazing. So, like he could transition, play soft music, you know, like your contemporary, then play metal, and then just do rock. And then when he reunited with Audio Slave, Rage Against the Machine, amazing music. Static X slaps right there. Hell yeah. Offspring, exactly. Offspring was amazing. Old school Linkin Park. Let's see. My parents sold the house. I grew up in Tustin. The Offspring drummer, he still lives there. Yeah, it's the ToddFox podcast. Yeah, I'm all over the place tonight. Not the Angels podcast. Let's see. Also, Cannibal Corpse. That's not a bad one. Tom Morello, one of the best fucking guitarists of all time. The things he does with a guitar. Like, again, if you've seen those videos when kids see Audio Slave or freaking Rage Against the Machine for the first time, and he's just using that bar to like tweak the guitar and give it that like hip hop scratching. He starts scratching with they're like, how the hell does he do that? Like, that's him. He freaking created that his own. He's awesome. Justin Option says, I listen to Kenny G when I go to sleep. You're not supposed to steer heavy equipment with Kenny G. Cannibal Corpse is good live. Let's see. I saw them at Whitechapel. Yes. Oh, well, you guys got some really, really good, good music and good, I love my crowd, man. You guys are awesome. Guys and gals are awesome out there. You guys know your music. But to wrap things up, because we are here for baseball, the Rare Dude says, do you think you can overtake Texas and Houston by September? We need relief pitching and a starter. I don't take Texas for I'm taking Texas for granted. I don't trust them. I as far as catching Houston, that you got, it's like Ric Flair says, and I've said it many times, to beat the man, you have to beat the man. And right now, Houston has been the man. They are the man to beat. I don't think Texas is. Texas is a hungry team, yes, but they will flame out. I think their year is next year. So this year, I think with the right moves and if the offense and the team stays consistent, notice I said if twice there, but if those two ifs come to play, the Angels will come to play and stay right there. This division ain't over by a long shot. But can they stay in it till the end? I hope so. Efren says Nickelback. Wow. Yeah, Nickelback is terrible. Also, let's see. Nickelback Rockstar is a sick song. I don't care what anyone says. I don't know. Every time I think Nickelback, I think of, look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh. I'm like, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. That's when I just hit, okay, stop. You know, that's too much music right there. That makes me not want to listen to any kind of music, dude. That just kills my night, dude. It's sort of like but you know, balls and Nickelback. I got dude, that'd be a good one to do right there, is if I had Roger actually getting into balls, and then just put Nickelback instead of Stamos at the end.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Sharp dressed man. Yeah, ZZ Top, that's a good song right there. Again, the guy that died this year too. One of their guitarists died this year. They're getting up there in age, and then we all ask ourselves, when all these rock stars die of whatever overdose or suicide, or, you know, because another one we didn't mention is Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is one of my favorite fucking bands out there. Alice in Chains was just awesome. Again, another band that was perfect for their time. Their lead singer got too strung out on freaking, I think it was, I want to say heroin. But Alice in Chains, amazing. Love their music. Yeah, Start a War. Let's Start a War. Dude, Start a War by Static X is awesome, but they have way more songs than that one. But Alice in Chains was one of my favorite bands of all time. You ever hear that song? Don't know what it's called, but Dave Grohl, Corey Taylor, the guitar player from Deep Purple. No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, one of the Gibbons brothers did die, Randy. Lane Stanley, there you go. Yeah, he became a but yeah, that's what I was going to say, Ryan. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards are going. They're like in their 80s. Mick Jagger just had another baby, you know, a couple years ago. He's got like a 3-year-old right now. And but these guys are dying in their 20s and 30s or committing suicide. It's crazy. The Rolling Stones just keep on going. Their drummer just died and they're like, "Oh, fuck it, keep going." And then he's in his 80s. So yeah, those guys, I mean, Mick Jagger's with like a 20 or 30-year-old right now, and he's got like, I don't know, like 16 kids or some shit like that. He's got a lot of kids, dude. A lot of kids. But I'll tell you one song that just gets me going. I might as well play it right now. I don't care if I get a fucking strike. Just because it's one of my favorite songs, because when they do this, they always do it at the end of the show. And I'm not hung up on this band, and they are one of my favorite bands, but they're not like my all-time favorite band. But goddamn, dude, just something about it when they play it, like this one right here.
Are you ready?
Ready.
No, that's a commercial. Hold on, let me lower that real quick. Get it going, because they're playing the stupid ad right now. Queens of the Stone Age is a good one. Fuck the moves like Jagger. That guy's crazy though, man. I mean, to be going as long as he has, I mean, oh my god, dude. So this is what they do live.
The band to you on the drums.
So he gets into it right here, and then like he's announcing the guys right now, and then the guy who's filling in for Wayne Static, who dresses like him, has the makeup on him. He looks like he's been reincarnated. He goes. Watch. Oh, hold on. He's gonna.
Bullshit!
I don't know if it's coming off good live, but he's dressed up like really sick right here. But this is what it really sounds like. This one. I think if you heard this one, I would have this if I was a reliever. Okay, I don't want to strike. But yeah, I was playing as much as I could. I might still get one just for that. But Static X Push It would be the perfect song to come out for me. And then Metallica also Kill 'Em All, Seek and Destroy. Seek and Destroy has probably one of the best opening songs if you're a pitcher coming out. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, come on, you can't beat that. The guitar riffs right there, and then when it gets into the drumming, come on, dude, that would intimidate anybody. Like hell yeah, that would be what you want to hear, when you come out. But we have all these soft songs, we got like Loop, like putting people to sleep. Again, it's a nice country song if you're into country, but I think Anaheim, the OC area has always been that rock kind of feel. And now that you have the heavy Hispanic side too, the Latino feel to it, there's nothing wrong with the freaking Iglesias type song or the songs you were mentioning that they can come out to, and like there's ways to get every player's personality and get it out there more. You know what I mean? It would be awesome to then know who's coming out. Like even if you're sitting in the 500s, the 600s, way in the right field, but if you hear a specific song, that's Davinsky's song, that's Jaime's song, that's freaking Suarez's song, whoever's coming out of the pen, that'd be badass. But they'll play some like regular type, popcorn, like soft rock music in between, or they'll play whatever's hot on Kiss FM. It's like, come on, dude. Like, let these guys have their own feel. Give them their own intros. It'd be sick. Thunderstruck's another good one. But damn, dude, I've just realized I've been on here an hour and a half. I'm running out of gas too because I didn't have anything to drink. But I appreciate. That's why I like a lot more phone calls. So that's why that's time when I can refill. But yeah, if you guys and gals want to at some point, call in, man, because. That's why I want to, because I love the comments. So I'm not like saying like no more in the comments. I love the freaking comments. That's what keeps the show going too. But you get the upbeat phone calls too. It helps. So yeah, anytime you guys want to call in, I'm all for it, 100%. Anytime you guys want to comment, for sure, we read everything. And be sure, if you're on there right now, I appreciate the likes. But be sure on June 10th, please come out to Noble Brewery and have a good time with us. Again, the drinks will be right there with you. We'll dollar off two for 9 pints, and then after the 7th inning, because we're going to be doing that watch party there, and the post game and the pregame, you get buy one get one free. I mean, you can't beat that, dude. So I mean, like, as long as you got someone to drive you home, let's all indulge and have a good time, right? And yeah, maybe we'll have a mosh pit like Jacob says at the fucking Noble Brewery. And then also July 1st is right around the corner. If you don't buy your tickets by June 25th, you don't get the free shirt. You don't get the freaking good price on Section 237 to sit with us. You don't get the tailgate that we're going to have with free nachos and free tacos for everybody. I mean, come on. We want you guys all to get down and get in and join in the Heedy family. Because that's what we set up here. We want everyone to have a really good time and to celebrate the Angels and get to know each other. So it'd be awesome to put faces to all your your YouTube pages, because we don't have the Instagram thing going no more. So there it is. Also, Ryan says Loop's walk-up song should be Firehouse. Don't treat me bad. Hate Breed is good. Doesn't Matt Moore have Metallica when he comes out? Yes, he does. He does, but we need to give it to some more guys. Rare Dude says, do we sweep the series and continue winning next series? You know what? If we do sweep this series, I don't see why we can't get 2 of 3 from Miami. Miami's got really, really good pitching, starting pitching, and really good bullpen. But damn, they're not that good at hitting. So it's not a lineup that will scare you. So just don't make errors and score at least 4 runs, and the Angels could possibly take Miami as well. But first things first is beating James Paxton on the mound. He has a lot of experience against us, but has not pitched much in the last 3 years. So let's not make him look like Andy Pettitte out there. So, yeah. Oh, and another good one, She Fucking Hates Me. That's a good one right there from Puddle of Mud. That's another good band. So anyway, we talked a lot of music. I love how the show always goes off the rails at the end of it. That's why you never know what's going to happen on this show. We've talked religion. We've talked sports. We've talked music tonight. We've made fun of each other. So there's all kinds of cool stuff that we always get into here on the podcast and the post game. So be sure to hit a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the page. And if you know other Angel fans that haven't liked or subscribed to the page, tell them what the fuck are they doing, so that they can listen to some good podcasts, watch some good shows, see some good interviews that we've done, and then see the pre and post game shows from me and James. And then you guys can all enjoy. And then again, you get your comments read. You guys, we go back and forth. You guys run the show. I just give you my take because I go off of what you guys say. So if you guys wanted to talk Big 20's birthday for about an hour and a half, we'd be talking Big 20's birthday for an hour and a half. So there you go. The notification gang. Yeah. So everybody have a good rest of your Tuesday. Really enjoyed the show. It's always better when the Angels win. And everybody have a good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Go Halos.